Hello, hello, hello. So we want to look at Luminescence, a lighting overhaul. Now this is kind of a mod pack ported by the Love King. And I want to go down through here, and it features these things: dynamic shadows, exterior and interior lighting changes. I'm mainly going to be looking at interior, but overall you're going to see some lighting differences: smoking candles and torches, spells that emit light in hand, etc., etc., darker dungeons. Now here, open permission mods used in this mod pack, okay? Luminosity lighting overhaul, shadows, realistic lighting overhaul, immersive spell effects, darkened dungeons, okay? So those are the mods that are in this pack. This pack is about 17 megabytes, right? It's less than that, but close enough. So I want to do, you'll notice I don't have it enabled, okay? What I want to do is I want to show you this before. I want to show you my game before I enable it. And then I'm going to show you my game after I enable it, okay? And I might even do sort of a picture comparison if I can later. But right now, for the video, I want to do this, okay? All right, so this is how my game and my cheat room look right now. I just want you to see this, because when I turn that mod on and do a reset and bring us back in, you're going to see, I think, a dramatic difference, okay? So I want you to see how well lit and everything is, and how it's just how it is. It's all bright, all that stuff. Because anyway, okay. So you see this. Let me go turn that on and do a reset, and I'll come back and show you the difference. All right. So notice the difference. I didn't want to interrupt between the two. Skip back in the video and look at the previous few seconds if you need to. But notice the difference in the lighting. Everything is still bright. You can still see everything. But the shadows and the atmosphere are changed. It's a little more somber. I don't know. It's very nice. It's a very dramatic effect. So if you're looking for something like this, you may really like this mod. Now we're going to bounce around to some different places and see how this lighting is affecting the towns and inside some of the buildings, okay? And then we'll go to a simple dungeon and check it out. All right, so I went into first person so we could see this. You can see the shadows in here. Looks very nice. It's hard to see. Are there actually candles lit up there or not? Yes, they have little winking lights. Do you see that? Little flames. All right. So, yeah, we have a smoking candle here. Very atmospheric here. Looks good. That's she's from a different mod. Don't worry about her. We'll try to do a show on her at some point. That's the plan. Anyway, all right. So this adds some good atmosphere. Let's go. See how the shadows are doing? It's interesting. That was a good way to do that, to show that where the light source is and to have the shadows spread out in a different way. Anyway, let's move on and go somewhere else. All right, so we're in the keep. We're following our little friend here. And I think in the interiors, this mod does a great job of just giving you some dramatic interiors. I mean, yeah, it really gives you a good blending of darkness and light and shadow. Just really nice. I don't agree with the exterior lighting, though. I'm just going to tell you. Oh, did you see how that freaked our eyes out for a second? Yeah, see that? But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, in real life, lighting does freak my eyes out. So, anyway, so I love the interior lighting. I'm not thrilled with the hazy exterior, which is too bad. That's a choice, though. If you like that look and if you prefer having that look, this could be the mod for you. Let's go look at the inn. Alright, so this is the Silver Blood Inn. Again, very atmospheric. A good blending of shadows and light. Looks very nice. Yeah, I like this. It looks good. The little smoking candle is good. So yeah, okay, overall, I really like the interiors part of this mod. Alright, so the inn looks great. I like the little atmospheric touches here with all the smoke and the candles. Yeah. It looks great. This is a good atmospheric thing. I really like the way this looks. And if you think about it, it seems pretty reasonable. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it's not totally 100% realistic, but it looks very good. And it really adds good atmosphere. So the interiors of this is very good. Oh.
Citizen?
Let me... Lord have mercy. Girl, stay out of the way. Anyway, you get the idea here. I think I get a little slowdown. I think whatever it is that's trying to remove the guards' torches, I think sometimes it's working overtime and you can see some frame rate drop. Now, I'm on a Series X, okay? So you're not going to get a better running machine on the consoles for this. And look at this. You can just see, I think that's killing our frame rate. Now, it won't do that all the time, but that's an issue for me. I would rather them... Maybe I should just turn it off. Hold on a second. There, it's off. And it's still giving me a little bit of a frame rate issue. I can see it. Maybe it will settle down. Since we've turned that off, I was hoping it would settle down. I like, if we stop for a moment and quit freaking my eyes out, I like the atmosphere. It looks good. Of course, she would have more light on her. She's the Jarl. That makes sense, right? But, yeah, we're getting some frame rate drop here, which is not nice. And I was hoping turning that polling off would help us out, but maybe it will when we leave and come back. I don't know. I wasn't getting this elsewhere, just here. So it's kind of odd that I'm getting it here at the Blue Palace. Alright, so I've removed Azurite Weathers and LH's Sun and Sun Glare. So you're getting more of just the vanilla weather and lighting, but then with this lighting, which says it affects exterior and interior lighting. And I think I can tell a little better difference now. It could be that it was conflicting with Azurite Weathers a little bit. So now I think we're getting a more true, realistic look of what this looks like. So you can tell here the lighting is similar to what we see in the interiors. So this lighting mod can be adversely affected by your weather mod, which is too bad, but that's the way it is. Okay, so inside we're still getting the atmospheric look that we want, with all the smoke and the light and the shadows. So this looks really good. Let's hop back outside. Okay, it's about 7 p.m., but outside we are also getting a more atmospheric look. But I had to remove the weather mod and the sun mod. So I had to remove both of those to make sure we could get this. So let's go back and look at a couple of places. All right. So, looking at this mod out in the world, I had to turn off my weather mod and my sun mod because they were both kind of interfering with the lighting here that this mod brings. So I had to turn off Azurite Weathers and LH's Sun and Sun Glare mod, okay? Because I really wanted to be able to see the lighting from this mod without anything else. And you can see that without those factors, even outside, you're getting that dramatic lighting. The reason I did not get the dramatic lighting before, and I'll probably cut that out of this show, because I spent probably 20 or 30 minutes looking around the exterior and wondering why we're not getting the lighting I expected. And it was because I was running Azurite Weathers mainly. Somewhat, I think, the Sun mod also had an effect on the lighting. But now, this is the way I expected it to be. You're getting that atmospheric lighting even outside. Now, for me, this means when you choose a weather mod for this to go with this lighting mod, you're probably going to have to be a little bit careful, because Azurite Weathers was actually messing up the lighting, the external lighting, even though I put this mod below it. But now, without that there, I'm getting that same dramatic feel and lighting in the exterior. So let's travel around and look at a few places again. Alright, so this is Windhelm. Let's see, it is about 6:30 in the evening. But you can see the dramatic lighting effect is here with this mod. And you can wander around. I guess we could go up towards the palace, couldn't we? Let's go up that way. Dun 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 dun. Run, 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 run. Alright, so let's go in here and see how Ulfric and his area looks. Alright, so in first person, I think this looks better. You've got the torches and the lights going. And I can see what they were talking about as far as not having flickering torches. Just like the candles flicker. So maybe that's an issue for some people. Overall, though, I think this looks good. I'm going to try turning our power back on. And see how that does our torches and our frame rate. So we're not having any trouble here. That was only at the Blue Palace. And that could have been a conflict that I was having with the weather mod. So let's go travel around a little more. Alright, so here we are in Riften. Yeah, it's about 6 a.m. Everything looks okay. We still have that kind of dramatic lighting effect going on. Yeah, even up in the bright light, you still get that effect. Let's go see if Grelod's in here. Alright, so the interior looks good. And there's Grelod, just like we expected.
Yes, Grelod. And one more thing.
Just doing our civic duty. You know how it is. Alright, so anyway, I think the interior looks dramatic. Looks good. And the exterior also. Let's see if we can head out of here. And let's go to the stables and go outside. Alright, I changed my mind. I did not go to the stables, but I did go outside. I wanted us to walk through part of the woods out here in the rift and just kind of see how things look. Let's go first person for this. And just get a feel for how the lighting looks. Now, you can see it really on your character too. There's a certain dramatic lighting effect you're getting. But you can get it out here with the shadows and the trees. Looks nice. Oh, we have a dragon. Of course we do. Well, they'll manage. Anyway, so you get the idea here. There's our dragon, okay. But if you look around, everything looks pretty good. The lighting out here looks good. The shadows look good. You may or may not be able to use a weather mod with this lighting. You may have to choose something that will not affect lighting. Maybe you need to choose a simpler weather mod. That could be. Not exactly sure about that. But I like this lighting. I think the lighting mod is really good. So I suppose I could use this without a weather mod and it would be fine. Certainly looks nice.
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly.
Is somebody talking to me? Oh, it's these guys. Oh my goodness. Here.
I'm not going anywhere. Now back off.
Let's just end this conversation now.
I'm going to find whoever did this.
Yes, I'm going to find whoever did this and kill him. There. And her too. Everybody must die. There. Now I have no bounty. Yes, the murderous rampage is on. I know. There we go. Anyway, they were interfering with us. So let's move on. I think this looks good. Let's travel down a little farther. Alright, so we're here in Iverstead. And again, you can look around and see how things look here. And then we can walk out into the woods and see what it looks like over there. I'm going to stay first person for now. Let's just head out here and see how this looks. Alright, so you do have some good lighting and shadow effects. I think it looks pretty good. Now this is exterior that I'm looking at here, okay? Because it says it affects exterior lighting. And I can tell you that it did affect it enough that it and Azurite weathers seem to be clashing. Let's go down here and look in the inn and see, again, just to show you that interior effect. You're going to mainly see the effect in the interior. But I can tell some difference in the exterior. So, just want you to know that. And I think we're going to call it after this because I could go on showing you things, but I think we're just being redundant now. The big thing to know is that you don't want to, you know, you're going to have to test with your weather mod. You don't want to have like Azurite weathers in this mod because they didn't seem to work well in the exterior together.
Just let me know.
But here we go. See, the interiors are very dramatic, look very good.
Pardon me, my lady. Would you care
All
to
of this
hear
looks
me?
very nice. And yeah, they're darker in general. Let's go check out a dungeon. Alright, so we're just outside Embershard Mine. I am wearing the God Ring. She looks right at me, but I'm wearing the God Ring. So I think basically even though she looked at me, she didn't see me. So let's go into Embershard Mine. And I'm just going to sneak through and kind of show you the lighting in here and how it looks. Now see, this is what we're doing. We're just going to sneak through here. We're going to have some light from the torches. I am using some mods that affect this, but I'm just going to go through the usual vanilla version of this so you can see the lighting effects. Looks pretty good.
This again. Told you, we have someone standing guard out there. Don't forget the rock trap.
A lot of smokiness, we'll say. You might get some like that torch just popped on. You might get some stuff with that, I suppose. Let's go ahead and just lower this so we can sneak. There we go. able to sneak past all these guys. It's the good thing about the God Ring. If you want to do this type of thing, you don't really have to worry about it. So as far as this lighting goes, I'm seeing some difference, maybe not as much as you would in other dungeons. And see how that light kind of just popped on? It's the torches. Now I did turn, let's check our power. Yeah, I did turn that back on. But that's not going to prevent some torch light from popping, I guess. And that's okay. That's going to happen. We'll just have to deal with that. Overall, though, I would say the lighting effects, especially on the interior, look really good. This is a little darker. Now, we may have to go look at some other places to really get a better feel for it, but I thought this would be a good place to come because there is definitely some different lighting here to see. And this is darker than normal, especially vanilla. But the torches do help light it up. But you can see in places that if you didn't have the torches, it would be much darker. So, alright. Well, I've been doing this for quite some time, and this has went a long ways. I'm going to have to edit this down quite a bit. And we'll talk about a few of the odd things that we found when we go look at the mod, which we're going to do right here in just a moment. I'm just going to go up here and pop out of this dungeon, and then we'll go look at the mod. Alright, so the mod we've been focusing on is Luminescence, a lighting overhaul. It looks really good, especially on the interiors. It looks good on the exteriors. Now, the problem I had with the beginning, the early part of this video, was I was still using Azurite Weathers. This mod and Azurite Weathers on the exterior lighting just were not really cooperating. So you might have to find a different weather mod to use, something that doesn't do as much as Azurite Weathers does, okay? So just letting you know that this does affect exterior lighting, okay? So it does make some difference. Now, we did not check spells. I didn't really worry about that. We looked at basically everything else, darker dungeons and shadows and all that. And I think this mod overall has a good lighting effect. But just be aware that if your weather mod also affects the lighting a lot, it can create some issues for you. And this may be a really long video, but overall, this is a very good mod. This pack is a very good pack. It just conflicted with my weather mod somewhat, so you may want to think about using something else, okay? Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who donate to the channel, who support the channel. They put their money where their mouth is, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you to these folks, and thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the channel. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.